Thank you, Anu. Join us in our studio is GC Shekhar, Associate Editor of The Telegraph. You won't disagree with what I said. South India's best political commentator.
There are many others.
All right. Modesty as always, Shekhar. But again, Shekhar, I mean, the initial question that I posed. All along, we've seen in the last 2 decades, if not more, that electoral success hinges on the ability of either side to cobble up a more potent force, to fight the election jointly. Do you see that changing gradually, or is this just a one-off case?
I think this is a one-off case. One thing is that the ADMK had decided that it will not have any allies that for the local body elections. So obviously the spin-off was that it cannot expect to rely upon these allies for the by-election, assembly by-election. Similarly, the DMK had dumped the Congress. The PMK had left. And so the DMK also decided that it is going to fight on its own. At least it is going to fight the local body elections on its own. So the same yardstick was applied to the by-election. But yes, in Tamil Nadu's history, after the ADMK was born, I think this is the first time these two parties have met on their own strength. And it was a straight clash between these two.
Many of the others have lost their deposits.
Yeah.
The other contenders. So what does this mean? Do you think they'll be buoyed and enthused by this to actually go out and test the waters in their own?
No, I don't think so. Because since this is a by-election, they could take this gamble. When the time for the Lok Sabha elections in 2014 comes, you will find both the Dravidian parties scouting for partners, trying to befriend their former allies and rope in allies from the other side. And all that will happen.
So election time is not just for parties to be nice to voters, but also to their allies.
That's right.
Shekhar, again, Karunanidhi's comment about tying up a person and then making him contest a race, referring to Nehru being imprisoned. Of course, Nehru, ironically, was able to come out of prison. A couple of cases have been filed, slapped on him, only after the campaign ended.
Well, in the first place, the DMK itself fielded an injured candidate. Okay.
The student asked to rewrite an exam.
Yeah, injured candidate in the sense that Nehru was in jail. He had been discredited with so many cases, and there are corruption charges against him. And there was also a fatigue factor. The voter had seen him representing the constituency for 5 years, and he had campaigned for he had contested the.
That was a tactical blunder to actually field the same person again.
Yeah, and
what was the rationale behind fielding Nehru again? Was it to score a brownie point to say that?
Yeah, it is. Karnataka was hoping that there will be some sympathy because Nehru was in jail. He was imprisoned, and that he has been unfairly treated by the state government. So his incarceration is unjustified. So that will evoke some sympathy among the voters, but that has not happened.
Talking of sympathy, Shekhar, again, sympathy can cut both ways, because this by-election was brought about only because of the tragic, untimely death of Maria Pichai, who was on his way for a swearing in as a minister.
As an
MLA.
Yeah.
So even that actually could have worked in Mariam Pichai's favor and the ADMK's favor.
Yeah, that is one thing. And another thing is that the voters of Trichy West will also feel that it makes better sense for them to elect a ruling party MLA, having elected an ADMK man in the April elections.
No, but the point here is also Trichy West is a neighboring constituency of Srirangam, the high-profile seat of Chief Minister Jayalalitha. So in a sense, it's like an extended turf.
Yeah.
Is that also a factor, not just the fact that Jayalalitha campaigned extensively in the last leg?
That's a factor because not Trichy West or the other Trichy constituency, all of them will feel that Srirangam is part of the entire combined Trichy block. So any work in Srirangam, it will have positive spillovers into their constituency. So it will be easier for them to bring to the notice of the Chief Minister's office about discrepancies and any shortcomings in their constituency. So they feel that they are better placed than other constituencies in Tamil Nadu because they are the neighboring constituencies to Srirangam. So definitely that would have also impelled them to vote for the ADMK. It makes very good electoral sense for the voters. I am talking from the voters' point of view.
To bring you back again to Karunanidhi's choice of K. Nehru. In hindsight, doesn't make electoral sense, because do you think it was a gamble that didn't pay off? Because Karunanidhi was hoping that by fielding, as you called Nehru, an injured candidate, somebody behind bars, that he would actually seek to bring about sympathy not just for Nehru but also several of the other DMK leaders who've been arrested on a slew of land grabbing and other charges?
No, I don't think that has happened, because except for what the sense of the support, what the DMK leaders and Karunanidhi have said in support of these people, you have not had even an ally like the Congress coming in support of these jailed former ministers. Even Thangabalu has not said anything. The so-called allies of the DMK, Tirumavalavan hasn't said anything.
Interestingly, talking of the Congress, Shekhar, I don't know if this is a foretaste of things to come. The Congress significantly didn't really cry foul when all the other parties, from the DMDK to the PMK and the DMK, cried foul with the local body polls. The Congress kept a sort of studied silence.
Yeah, the Congress, I think, has to repair his own house first. I think it has set its own house in order, and I think there is a lot of infighting within the Congress, and they are only hoping, because the Congress is hoping that it will at least emerge as the third largest party after the local body election. He doesn't want to lose that spot to DMDK. Already having...
You see them losing that because tomorrow we are going to have the results of the local body polls.
Very likely, very likely. The Congress, there has been a steady erosion of the Congress base, which the party has refused to recognize. And I think it is because, and also it has been too dependent on the DMK for everything.
And also suddenly they were left almost to fend for themselves. That's again, right. There was no preparedness.
Yeah, the Congress is not used to fighting elections alone in Tamil Nadu. For a very long time, it is used to be a crutch of either the ADMK or the DMK. So suddenly, it's really hobbling. The party, in a real sense, it is hobbling. And I won't be surprised if the Congress is pushed to even fourth or fifth.
Do you then see Thangabalu losing his chair?
Thangabalu is already resigned. It is, I don't know why the High Command is still sitting over his resignation letter, and maybe they don't want to antagonize Karunanidhi any further by putting an openly anti-DMK man like Ilangovan or somebody as the Congress chief here. So Thangabalu can keep things quiet, at least for now. That could be one of the logic.
You still feel that the Congress still doesn't want to antagonize the DMK because the DMK has been so miffed over Kanimuri's plight?
Whatever it is, the Congress needs the DMK for the Lok Sabha elections, whether you like it or not. Okay. And the DMK needs the Congress for the Lok Sabha elections. The thing is,
you don't see them parting ways before that?
I doubt it, because they have been in cahoots for 2 Lok Sabha elections.
No crossing over to the other camp.
The Congress may like to boo Jayalalitha, but the way the Congress is also discrediting itself, and it's also shooting itself in its foot in Delhi and other states. I would really doubt whether Jayalalitha will consider Congress to be an ally. She can win the Lok Sabha elections in Tamil Nadu just with the communists and the DMDK. And leaving the Congress alone. Because that is not going to, the Congress vote is not going to influence Lok Sabha elections in a big way this time.
The Prime Minister had not long ago referred to Ms. Jayalalitha as one of the most intelligent chief ministers in the country. But now again, there's some sort of bad blood with regard to releasing the letter to her, to the media before it reached her. She says that she's still not got the letter. Prime Minister has also expressed regret.
That is, I think the Congress has been trying to play some tricks, I think, as far as the Kudangulam is concerned. I think once Jayalalitha exposed that, the Prime Minister has been forced to announce the 15-member expert committee, because I think they just wanted to sort of force Jayalalitha's hand in accepting whatever the centre said on the Kudangulam thing, that yes, Kudangulam is needed for our economic development, and so it expected the state government to impress upon the agitators, the protesters, to tone down their protests.
All right, before I let you go, also the mood in the AIDMK camp, now that it's slightly muted, of course, there were celebrations, bursting of crackers in Trichy, but I guess they will do a joint combined celebration once Jayalalitha returns to Chennai over the weekend, because she's going to remain and go back to Bangalore again tomorrow for the remaining questions. She's answered most of the questions, we are told, 380 out of the 400 odd questions. So, do you think there's a sense of nervousness in the AIDMK camp, or just something that they have had to go through and then they will come out clean?
Well, this is only I would say a middle step as far as the wealth case is concerned. The real concern for the AIDMK will come when the verdict comes out. As far as the disproportionate assets case is concerned, it could be the trickiest case, corruption case against Jayalalitha. She has been acquitted in other cases, but this is will be very tricky, because the onus of proving that the source of these 66 crores falls on the accused.
Is on the accused, unlike the other criminal laws.
Whereas there the onus of proof is on the prosecution. But here Jayalalitha, Sashikala, and Sudhakaran, they have to prove where they source this money that they had invested. So the onus is there. So the ADMK will be nervous as the day of the judgment comes, on when the judgment date nears. I think ADMK, because your negative.
But isn't that a long way off, because it's only at a preliminary stage of trial.
That's right. But if there's, in fact, the DMK after this may ask the Supreme Court, may approach the Supreme Court asking for a day-to-day trial, faster trial. So I think within another 1 year or 1.5 years, I think a verdict should be out.
But of course, ADMK sources maintain that she is innocent, and there's a voice cases that she's got acquitted in all the other cases except this, and this will also go the same way as what they feel.
Yeah, they're hoping they're hoping that it doesn't go against them. But this case is different from the other cases. That is one thing that even the ADMK lawyers admit.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Shekhar, and I still hold on to what I said. Okay. Certainly one of South India's best political commentators. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you. Well, time now to slide into a short break, but when we come back, we'll have that special discussion, bookworms versus champions. Stay tuned.